What's up, guys? Well, sorry. Welcome to my drawing plus-sized feminine bodies, or fat bitches, as it says here. So I'm generally just gonna go over the basic, like how I personally do like bases. This isn't gonna be like an comprehensive, fully like extremely in-depth tutorial. I'm still relatively new to drawing, or not new, but I'm just not like very experienced, so I wouldn't like fully like rely on this if you're looking for like but this is just gonna go like the basics. This isn't gonna like go extremely in depth, you know. This is also an important thing to note, is that this is mostly just how I like to do this. There are a lot of different ways to draw these plus size types of bodies, but generally this is how I would do it, just for like a base, you know. So you start with, I like to do this thing that I call the half circle technique, where you draw three half circles in descending order of size, such as this. That looks fine. Again, important thing to note is that, well, not really again, but it's just important to know, especially when you're starting out, that when you're drawing something, it's really like important to not immediately go for like extremely like tiny details, or like fix everything or make everything like, you don't have to do that. Before you make something look good, you have to make it exist first, you know? So what I typically do after this is, there's really two routes you can go here. Is either you can start by drawing like the basic shapes for the arms and then the thighs, or go for the thighs and then the arms. So I feel like for this I'm gonna just do the arms, so we have a little bit more basic like indicator of how this body is gonna look. So typically you just want like and then you kind of just continue it by adding another segment here lower down on the body, such as this. Now you have your shoulders and your forearms. For the thighs, you want to start within the line of the belly and kind of just go like a slow, like sort of bow, just a slow like turn here, you know. Also, it depends on where, again, the character's build. You can really start drawing these anywhere. I wouldn't advise drawing them here just because it looks weird, but typically it will be like somewhere up here. They don't have to both be like at the top here, because that can cause like inaccuracies, or like make it just look a little bit off. You typically just start within the line here, and then just work slowly down, and then do roughly the same point on the other side. Then you just draw like a line in between here to distinguish the different ones, and then do the same underneath. Now you have the basic legs, the basic arms, the base here. Maybe I would change this a little. It doesn't matter, you know. This is how I would generally draw the base of something like this from this angle. Whereas for like a side profile, I would do an alteration of the three half circles again, but it's kind of like draw one here and then immediately under draw a more protruding one. This is going to be the belly. Actually, that looks alright, but you don't want it to like look like it's protruding extremely much, so you know, you just want it slightly in front of it, sort of like that, you know. And then following this line, you want to kind of do right here another half circle, and this is, after this you kind of follow. I like to do right here, follow, such as this, and then from here you want to do sort of like a this shape. Maybe a little bit less exaggerated, such as this. So, I'm not great at explaining the ways that these things look, so I am going to say this a lot throughout this, but that's fine. After you've drawn the back in a way that you think looks good, you continue with the arms, which I typically tend to draw the same way, just vague shape for the hands. There's no better way of drawing hands than drawing a vague shape. Then the hand, although, hold on. Again, that's the beauty of it, you can always just change things if it looks a little bit off. But generally this is how I do hands, and then after that you want to kind of connect things up a little bit better. Want to do sort of like a rounded off square here, such as this. If you're having trouble with this shape, I would say, or any of these shapes honestly, I would say use the circle tool, but like don't use it to draw this. Instead do this thing where you go to a different layer, create a circle like this, turn down the opacity, and then try to like work within it, but like not entirely, not like just following it, you know, just like using it as like a visual indicator of when to turn and how to do it, you know. I mean, yeah, that's really it when it comes to how I draw. Doesn't look incredible, but again, this is mostly just like a very basic, quick run of how I would do this. And I feel like that generally explains it, although these two are obviously very different. This is just like quickly to explain the basics. At least the strategy of like, you know, the 3 half circles and whatnot, but that is generally how I would draw that, if that makes sense. And since you've been good, and since you've watched until the end of the video, you get a sneak peek at my Vivian from Paper Mario drawing. Yay! There she is! I'm still working on it, but there she is! I don't like the shading on that arm, I should redo that, but yay! Vivian! Okay, well that's really it. I don't know if I have anything else to add to. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and